Hi everyone, my name is Arina and welcome to the Ordinary Show, the podcast where extraordinary business owners will tell us about their experience and share with us what kind of mistake they made or not when they try to build their business. Will be very interesting. Let's speak about the real business. Today, our guest is Nick Penev. In a few seconds, I will add him to the stage. It will be very interesting because Nick will share all his experience with us and answer it for all of my questions. Hi, Nick.
Hey, Arina. Actually, let me just tell more about our listeners, viewers. Who am I? No, I actually am a partnership advisor at Hellotax and around 40 other companies in the ecom space. I also am the co-founder of XTREME Power Brands, which is a partnership agency. What we do is we help companies in the ecom space to grow through partnerships. No paid marketing, pure partnerships. And Scayul is our last edition of what we do is a SaaS solution which facilitates partner introductions and, as I call them, proactive referrals. If you don't know what's proactive referrals, we're gonna tell you more in our chat today. And Arina is one of my closest partners. She's one of the power users of Scayul, and guess what? I'm the first guest of the Ordinary Show. So
Yes, it was, to be honest, it was your idea.
yeah,
And
I mean,
yeah,
don't tell that. I mean, you know what? I spoke with another friend like Vincenzo like a few weeks ago, and he told me, Nick, because I came back as a guest to talk about scale, and he told me, you know what? You gave me the idea about the my podcast. I said, okay, man, are you serious? Yeah, you gave me the idea. So see, this is the one thing, whenever I chat with people, I get a lot of ideas, and I tell them, okay, why don't you do that? I give them like free ideas. So some people actually use them and they're very happy to do that because see, having a podcast is probably one of the best things that you can do for any business. I mean, you invite people, they create the content, you have like nice discussion, and everybody benefits from that. But today we're gonna talk for what, Irina? What is our topic, by the way? You know that I never prepare anything. So what would you like to know?
yeah. Today we will speak about your experience and about what kind of mistakes you make or not in your business journey. And can you take us back at very beginning at your e-commerce journey?
Okay.
What inspired you to start your own business?
It was by accident, by the way. But let me tell you what happened. So I went to university. I dropped out. Very good decision. School is useless. That's how I see stuff. You don't learn anything there. But no, I came back to Bulgaria now because my girlfriend back then she couldn't get a visa to the USA. So it's a good decision. We're still married. So, uh, and you know what happened? I came back to Bulgaria. Now I started working for a US company selling dedicated hosting, web design, and all this kind of stuff. Everybody know who is GoDaddy. So the company where I worked, it was called A+.net. We're one of their competitors. So long story short, I've been always selling stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna go back to kindergarten, but in kindergarten I was selling paintings. I was a very talented painter as a kid. I used to go to university, like courses, with the university students. They didn't publish one of my exhibitions, and I stopped painting at like six or whatever. So it was a good call. I mean, painters don't make any money until they die. So that was not my thing. But let's go back to the e-commerce journey. So I worked for this company for like 5 years as a sales manager, like a sales executive. I was the top sales guy in the company for like 4 years in a row, from working there for 5 years, from like 500 people. But all good things come to an end. They closed the office, they acquired the company. They said, okay, adios, muchachos, we don't need an office in Bulgaria. And I was making a lot of money. I was like 20, like six or five. I was making like 5K per month dollars, which is a lot. I mean, my parents are building engineers and a pediatrician, and both of them were making like probably they didn't even make half of what I was doing, and I had no education on whatever, just selling stuff. But all good things come to an end, and I was really fucked. I mean, I was like 26. My wife just got pregnant with our first kid. I was out of job with a mortgage, and I had to do something. So what happened? No, I found a job in a company offering performance marketing affiliate. It was a very bad period in my life. I had a car accident at the exact same crossroad in a matter of 1 week. My wife had issues with the pregnancy. Thank God, everything was good. Our son is already like 12. He's named Nico because he managed to beat like three other babies inside my wife's womb. And Nico means victorious in Greek. Nike is the goddess of victory. If you guys don't know that, but we have a saying for that in Bulgarian: too much bet is never bet. And what happened during this period in this company that I spent only like 2 months? The company was not doing very well. We didn't make too much money. But what they were doing, they were selling very hot brands or like softwares from the USA market, which I found the idea very interesting. And I said, okay, man, uh, I would like to do that. They were selling like supplements and this kind of like products, and I said, okay, man, why don't we try that? And I actually spoke with my best friend and like my best man from the wedding, and I told him, hey, Lucky is his name, let's do that. Okay, man, but what if we fail? Okay, man, who cares? I mean, let's try. So what we did, we chose a product called acai berry. If you Google that, you would see, Opera was the first who endorsed that, and it was a big hit in the USA. It was called the Magic Brazilian Fruit. Acai berry is the name of the fruit. So what we did was actually purchase like 200 units of some companies like acai berry, like supplement product from the UK, and resold that for like three times the purchase price. So we acquired that for about 15 US dollars or like euros, I think it was, and we sold that for 50 euros in no time. And I said, okay, man, that's great. But then some people started writing like complaints. Okay, why are you guys selling that? We found the same product in the UK marketplace or whatever in some website. It was like 15 euro or 15 pounds. Why are you guys selling that for 50 euro? And I said, okay, we need to make our own product. I did not even have an idea what is private label. Back then that was in like 2010. And what we did is we actually found a supplier in the UK, and we told them, okay, can you guys make a product called Acai Verde? Verde means green in Latin. And the reason why we called our product Acai Verde was because we'd like to be a really quality, pure acai berry product, because most of the companies were selling like a 1% acai berry in the ingredients, and everything else was some other useless stuff. So we decided to build like a good product with a cool name and start market that. So long story short is we did very well because nobody was advertising this kind of products on Facebook and Google. I was paying 1 cent per click. Everybody who is doing PPC, they cannot imagine what is that. The other thing that we did differently is we didn't concentrate on the big markets. We never sold in the UK, we never sold in France, we never sold in the markets in Western Europe. So what we did is we sold in like South Europe, like Spain, Italy, Central Europe, even the Scandinavians. And to be honest, one of our biggest markets were the Baltics. Arena is from Latvia.
Yeah, I'm from
Latvia,
Latvia.
Lithuania, Estonia, they're small markets. Usually companies
Yep.
don't care about those markets, but we're making 1,000 sales per day in those three countries combined. The PPC cost for that was around like $500 to $1,000. So $1,000, 1,000 sales, $1 CPA. That's insane. So we grew very quickly. Now we actually developed eventually around like 20 products, but supplements are shady business. I mean, we used a lot of like bridge pages, landing pages, and anybody who is doing performance know what is this. There is a article with some like nice stuff about the product, then you click and you go to the product page. So those type of page was actually banned or not allowed by Google and Facebook after a certain period. So what happened? We're spending like millions per year on advertising on Facebook and Google, and they suspend our accounts. I said, okay, guys, tell us now. We're gonna fix everything. You guys are our best channel. We're not gonna make any money without you. I said, okay, Nick, you guys need to do this and this and this, and you need to make your website and page compliant. So we changed that. We fixed everything, and 3 weeks later, they suspended everything. And this time they told us, okay, you guys cannot come and advertise with us here. I said, okay. I mean, we're fucked. I mean, now how can we make money? And then I got an idea. Okay, why don't we find somebody who promotes our products without paying anything in advance. So back then I didn't know anything about partnerships and affiliates, but just by having one issue with our supplement brands, now I got an idea how we can actually do much better. So what happened after that is I hired like 5 people for our team, which were doing biz dev to find partners who can actually promote or resell our supplements across Europe. And that was even more lucrative. At certain period, we're doing like 10,000 sales per day in some markets. And we only paid by performance. Arena, you have some questions for me? Or
At the moment, no. It's so very interesting story because you never told me that you work with the supplements, affiliate, and etc. And I absolutely understand about what kind of niche and how it's so hard to do this business. It's fast money, but in for a short period you need to be always in trend, and sometimes you a little bit tired to find new trends. And it's very
yeah,
interesting because you start with this type of business and in one day you decided why not to try myself on the partnerships.
no.
It's
Actually,
very interesting.
it didn't happen that we're kind of forced because see, Facebook and Google were our only like channels. Of course, we used some agencies, some other
Yeah.
companies, blah blah blah. But that was we had no choice. I mean, we had like 50 employees, we had like 20 brands, so we had to switch. We need to change or adapt or just close shop. But like I said, I mean, always like that. I mean, most people, get depressed and they got scared. Now, when there's like an issue, I usually get more motivated. For example,
Mhm.
when I came back from the USA because I had a scholarship in the university, I dropped from the university without telling my parents. And I came back, I took my girlfriend and went to live in across Europe for a few months. I didn't tell anybody, what we did. They thought that I'm in the USA. So when I came back to Bulgaria, they told me, okay, what are you gonna do? You don't have a like university degree. How are you gonna make money? I said, okay, I mean, I don't need university. I told them I'm gonna make more than both of mom and dad, and without and actually that's what happened. I usually when people tell me you cannot or there's an issue, I get motivated to prove them wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
so the same with the business. I mean, you have an issue, you get an idea. I mean,
Yeah.
and of course, right now it's even much harder because when I started, I had no competitors. I knew my competitors, by the way. Extreme Power brand, which is the name of our partner agency, that was the name of our flagship male products. It was called it was for muscle building. So Extreme Power was the name of the brand. But you're right about that supplements, you need to have a new product every year, or of course you need to
Yeah,
develop
yeah. And
like
testing, testing,
exactly,
testing,
exactly.
testing.
But the good thing about what we did back then is that we sourced from Europe. We never sourced from China. So our supplier was in the UK. So we have an idea about the new product. We build a landing page. We test the offer in few markets. If it converts well, I send the request to my supplier in the UK, and we have the product in 2-3 weeks. So from idea to actually selling the product, it took us like 2-3 weeks. Of course, we never did any brand registry. That's what happened with Extreme Power brands. Our main competitor simply copied everything, our website, and just changed the name Extreme Gain. So, but
Yeah.
but no, like I told you, we didn't do any brand registry. And to be honest, I'm not sure how long you need to wait, but we didn't wait. I mean, we just rode the trend, new product. Of course, Extreme Power the product, and there was one other one which was our top, was called Omnipotence was a male enhancement supplement. So everybody who would like to
Top offer,
satisfy this,
yeah.
exactly. No, I've never tested that, but my partner told me that it works well, and I guess it worked well because we advertise on adult websites. So and we're doing a lot of sales, but the issue there with adult websites is that you compete with the dating apps, and the dating apps, they have unlimited money, so eventually they increased the advertising cost so much that we couldn't compete with them, so we had to switch this product again to affiliates as well. But the thing is, it's actually a very good experience. If you ask me, I wouldn't do it right now because supplements are very hard right now. I've
Yeah,
heard from
absolutely.
people, yeah, on Amazon, on other markets, that you need to work without profit for like 2 years before actually
Yeah.
get the market share. And what we did was we made money right away. You invest $1, you invest $1, you get one sale, which is for like 50 euros. So it it was insane. I mean, we actually reinvested. We're actually taking profit all the time. And what happened eventually? No, at some point, my partner started running his side business. We used to be like three co-founders. So I started actually doing some dumb stuff. I started trading oil futures. Because I kind of semi-retired. I mean, I didn't run the company too much. And what is I said, okay, I would like to trade like crypto, oil futures. And what happened with the oil futures? I lost quarter million trading oil futures because I used leverage 300. Everybody who is into crypto knows what happens. You make a lot of money, you lose a lot of money. And then my wife told me, you're doing some dumb stuff, get a real project, get start doing something, and then I got lucky. We're using Hellotax for the VAT for our extreme power brands across few markets. And then now I get to know the founders of Hellotax, like Christian and Crystal. They're actually ex-Amazon sellers. And they told me, okay, Nick, uh, yeah, I understood that you guys are planning to sell the company. And I said, yeah, I mean, that's right. We're selling that to a private buyer. And he said, okay, I mean, I know that you're doing partnerships and affiliates. Can you do what you did for your own e-commerce brands for a service provider like Hellotax? And I said, okay. You guys just gave me a good idea. I'm too young to retire anyways. And my wife told me that I need to focus on something, some real project, not some side hustles, which I don't even make money. I lose money. I said, okay, let's do it for you guys. I mean, let's see. And the first thing that I did is I started reading the correspondence that they had with their partners because they told me they have a partner program, but they're not getting any traction. And what I saw right away is that a lot of the partners were complaining that the partnership is one-sided. Hellotax would like to get some business, and they don't do anything for their partners. I told them, okay, Christian, Christoph, I mean, you guys are doing that all in turn. We're gonna start giving to partners. We're not gonna ask for anything. And they said, oh, are you crazy? I said, okay, wait for it. I mean, okay, but how come? We're gonna give them more than we're gonna get. I told them, okay, man, just wait for it. You see, when you give, you're gonna get a lot in return. They said, okay, let's do that. Let's start. And I have this you know me, Arena, but people don't know that. Whenever I meet somebody, I connect them. You might not be an ideal fit for me, but I'm gonna connect with people which I think are a better fit
Yeah.
uh, than me, and I just do that for fun. And my wife was asking me, okay, why do you do that? I mean, you're doing just. I said, okay, man, I like it. Why shouldn't I do that? People are gonna remember me. Who knows? I mean, there is nothing bad about that, and this helped me build a huge network at Hellotax, and people start actually noticing Hellotax. And then what happens now? When you're open to do stuff, you get good opportunities. Then few of my partners at Hellotax told me, okay, Nick, can you help us with the partnerships? And I said, okay, you guys just gave me an idea. I'm gonna set up a partnership agency. Arena knows those partners. One of them is called James
Yes.
from Merchant Spring, and the other one is John from Zongoro. And I said, okay, I'm gonna set up the partner agency. I'm gonna help you guys with partnerships. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna call that as a partnership as a service. Of course, at the beginning, I had no idea how to structure that, but the main thing was connecting people because anybody who would like to sell their product or service, they have two options. The first option is you find an individual client, like an e-commerce brand who are gonna subscribe for a service or whatever. Option two, you connect with a partner who work with the same ICP who is not competitor. When you meet with a partner, the partner might be working like 10, 20, 50,000, 10,000, 1 million coins. So when you build a relationship with those partners, you have a long-term revenue stream. So with the sales opportunity, you have one option, or actually two options. You either close them or don't. That's it. With the partnership, there is no limit to what you can do. And that's actually the mindset that I'm trying to build into people who start working because a lot of people don't understand. And when I chat with them, I tell them, okay, how do I mean, how do you get clients? And they say, okay, we go to events. How much do you spend there? Okay, like
Mhm.
10,000 per event. Okay, so what did you get from the event? I mean,
Nothing.
yeah, sometimes they get, sometimes they don't. So in reality, partnership is the best way to grow because this is how it works. I mean, you connect with people who have the same clients, but they're not competitors. But then somebody's gonna say, okay, but partnership don't work, Nick. I didn't get any referrals from those. Okay, so what did you do with them? Is my question. Okay, what do you mean? We have a spark like a referral agreement. Okay, man. who cares? I mean, people get married, they sign, like, I'm not sure what to sign, they cheat on each other. Like, having an agreement doesn't mean anything in life and business. What you do is what makes things happen. And that's what I told them. Whenever you have a partner, you need to start doing stuff with them. For example, set up a podcast, invite somebody to
Yeah.
speak on your podcast. Then you can go and speak on their podcast. Then start building an audience. Build a newsletter. Somebody's going to say, okay, but how do you do that? Really easy. Set up a webinar. Invite
Mhm.
like 4 or 5 guys. They're going to talk about different topics. You both all promote. Then you get people to sign up. You put those contacts in your newsletter. Then you start feeding them with like valuable information. Then the other thing is like referrals. People say, okay, but those referrals usually never come, and that's right. I mean, nobody's gonna send referrals on the first after the first meeting. Nobody goes to bed on the first date. Of course, it happens, but no, not always. I mean, so imagine that partnership is about dating. You meet
Yeah.
somebody, you try to hook them up or you try to sell them or not. But it should be the other way around. You should be giving to your partners. Now you meet somebody, tell them what do they need, who would be a good fit for them. And by helping them out, you're gonna benefit in multiple ways. The first way, people are gonna remember you because most people don't do any effort. They say, okay, let's do that. They don't even send the follow-up. So be proactive, set up like a small like action plan that you guys are gonna do, and then you follow those. Start giving them some value. For example, invite them to come to your podcast. If they say yes or no, okay, I mean, this guy is crazy. No, who says no to being a guest somewhere? So if the guy doesn't do any effort, I mean, just put them on the low priority list. If they're gonna do some stuff, then you go do some stuff. And
Yeah,
of course,
it's absolutely amazing solution how to push your partnerships to offering some activities, podcast and etc. Because it's promotion without the cost, and of course the
exactly.
company open for all of this. And then when you build a strong relationship between partners, owners, and etc., it's a good stuff to start sharing the leads and etc. Because people remember about you, people remember about your services, and that's amazing.
Exactly. And some people are saying, okay, but Nick, how do you benefit when you invite them as a guest? Aren't you giving them value? Of course I do, but I
Yeah.
get as much as well. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're starting a company in any industry, and you can easily find the industry experts. You invite them to come and speak. Usually they never say no. There's like few guys who say, okay, I only come if I'm paid. Okay, I mean, if you're paid, go where they pay. I'm not gonna pay anything. So most people are gonna say yes. So somebody who is popular, he's a big industry leader, they come and speak on your show. Then what happens? You actually post that on socials. You tag them. They share that, so people in their audience see you. Okay, who is Arena? Okay, what is Arena doing? So you're kind of using the partner to create content and then distribute the content on your end and their end. And that's how you benefit. It's indirectly, but people see you. For example, in the last like 3 years, I've done probably over 300 webinars and podcasts. And you know what people think all the time? Okay, Nick, you're always going to some events. You've been all over the road. Okay, man, are you crazy? I only go on vacations. I don't go to any events. But because I post and I participate in a lot of stuff, people have the impression that I'm always going to somewhere. So partnership is about meeting with people, doing stuff with them, and showing your community what you do. And
Yeah,
that's how actually
absolutely.
get known. You get leads, you get traction, and it's really easy. Now I'll give an example with like Zongur. When we started working with Zongur, it was like more than 3 years ago, I think. When my team and we spoke with companies about Zongur, nobody knew about them. Right now, we cannot find the company who haven't heard of Zongur. The same applies with Hellotax. We constantly get leads from people who said, okay, Nick, I've been seeing your content on socials. Can you help us with that? And if I can help out, of course. If I cannot help them out, I'm going to connect them with somebody else who can help out. And the issue with most people is that they only think how they can sell, how they can benefit directly. How can they sell? So they should think how they can build a channel which can generate them revenue or like leads or whatever in a long term. Because like I said, no, option one, you sell me or you don't.
Yeah.
Hardly anybody can sell me anything. But
Uh,
if you would like to become a partner, you can sell me a lot of stuff after that. and that's how it works.
Wow, Nick, it's I'm so so surprised, and thanks for this. You answer for, I think, when I start thinking, okay, I have one question for Nick. Few seconds later, you answer for these questions. You told us
Yeah, I mean,
about the
I
challenges,
read.
about the everything.
Yeah,
It's amazing. But
yeah.
let's talk about what kind of mistake you did
Okay,
or
the
not.
base.
what
Yeah,
what kind of
okay.
focus you have when you build this journey? Because of course you're not to build the extreme power brand and then Scayul in one day, 1 month. It was some period of the year.
Yeah.
Tell us about the interesting part.
Yes, I
What
mean,
kind of
the
mistake it
thing
was?
with the supplement business, we just got lucky because we're early, So the mistakes that I did there, the first mistake was that uh, one, we got confident because at the beginning we had only winning products, and
Yeah,
then and we had a very good strategy. We test something, then we ordered the stock, and then we start selling. Eventually, no, we start actually making and ordering product without testing anything because, for example, there was a product called Smoke Deter, which was a product which can help you stop smoking. And we just ordered like few thousand units without even testing that because I was 100% sure that it's gonna sell well. No, I mean, we didn't sell any. I mean, we sell some stuff, but it was not profitable, so it didn't make sense. So that's a it's a huge mistake that I learned back then. So never make assumption. Don't think that what you think is gonna be true. So I always like do some product research, test. Right now there is ton of of solutions that we can actually test out. Another big mistake that I did is that we never actually went to the USA and we never went on Amazon. For Amazon, the reason was really about profitability because what we're doing is we're buying our products for like €2 per unit and we're selling those for like €50 or even like more expensive in some markets. So our profit margin was huge, even though we're paying a lot for like advertising. But on Amazon, we had to cut the price in half. So we never actually bothered doing that, which might have been a mistake. And probably my biggest mistake that I learned about that like later, that we could have sold our business. I had no idea that we can actually sell our business, no, because what we're doing, we're taking actually profit from the business each month, and I didn't learn about the aggregator, like the acquisition opportunities, until like the after even I sold the company, because we sold the company because to a private buyer because we're not interested in actually running the business anymore. So it was sliding. We're not. We had our side projects. We're not investing in that anymore. So, but there is no way to know everything. We got lucky. We took the advantage of the trend for a period, and that regarding scale, by the way, scale is pretty new. I don't think we're making any mistakes there yet. Scale is my first like SaaS solution that I'm building, so I'm like a newbie. For example, we hit our like paid like benchmark, like 10 paying clients like less than a month after we start, which is a huge success. But at the beginning, I said, okay, man, we're very slow. It took us a whole month to like get 10 clients, and the other founders told me, okay, Nick, I mean, you have no idea, man. To go from 0 to 10 is actually a big milestone. So see, I'm not experienced in like running a SaaS. I mean, I know how to sell, I know how to market, but in SaaS is a different story. That's why companies are very valuable, but it takes time. You need to get feedback, but I think we're on the right way, because people like what we're doing. They get a lot of value. We help them create opportunities, and just like that. I mean, mistakes. Okay, I mean, my mistakes are mostly not in business, but in actually doing stuff outside of the business, like the trading features. I know when people get very confident, they start doing stuff that they have no idea how to do, and that's what happened with me. So that was actually a big mistake. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, but actually I was close to be like a gambler. That's actually very very bad advice. So it's good that one day I just checked how much I lost, and I said, okay, man, that's a lot of money. No, I should stop that, and I just stop from the next day. And since then, I still invest, but I never use leverage. I don't even bother to check my portfolio. So the one thing that you can do is whenever you make a mistake, to make sure that you don't repeat the mistake and get
yeah,
uh, okay.
absolutely.
Otherwise, I mean, nobody is it's like flawless. I mean, you make mistakes all the time. The same happens with what we do right now. I know whenever I have an idea, I don't worry if it's gonna work or not. I try to test it as soon as possible because this is the only way that I can actually understand
Absolutely.
if it's gonna work or not. And some people worry, okay, I mean, how would it work with that? And for example, with scale, at the beginning we had a discussion. Okay, should we wait until we were perfect? I said, okay, I mean, we're never gonna be perfect. The most important thing is to start, because at the beginning it was free. You, Arena, and other guys were guinea pigs. We needed you to get feedback from the platform. So all the users are actually giving us tips. Okay, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And we have actually lists which we're building right now. But without starting, I mean, you will never know if something works or not. It might not work in the long term. Not only for scale, for anything, but so far it's going well. We're keeping it simple. We're getting feedback from people. We do a lot of stuff. So I'm sure it would work out well. But in general, just go and do stuff and see how it works. If it doesn't work, change. If of course, if you keep on doing changes, you're optimizing, and it still doesn't work, at a certain point you need to drop a project. They shouldn't keep on doing stuff, especially with the e-commerce business. I chat with a lot of people in a lot of WhatsApp groups, and some people complain that they don't make money. So if you don't make money, it doesn't make sense to continue.
Yeah,
Somebody's happy, but you give up,
absolutely.
but there should be a limit. I mean, otherwise, no, like I fall with the trading stuff. I said, okay, I'm gonna find a strategy that is gonna work. Okay, it took me quarter million to find out that that's not for me. So
Yeah, I think in the summary on this conversation, we can tell the audience that if you have idea, you need to testing. That's all. You need to testing everything. Of course, all of the business owners did some mistakes and learning. Sometimes they do it again and again and again, and it's time to expect the reality and change something. But I absolutely agree with you. You need to testing. You have idea, test.
yeah,
And
exactly.
I
And this
think
is
that
not
this is
for
the
like.
best recommendation for all business owners and the people who want to start their business in e-commerce, like a sellers or not. It doesn't matter. You need to testing.
Okay, actually, I just remember something which you said about mistakes. I just remember
Yeah.
one my biggest mistake that I did as an e-commerce
Okay.
business because we had a list of 500,000 emails from our clients, 500,000 emails. Ask me how many emails did we send to those guys for email marketing to sell?
No one.
Zero. We'd never send an email. So we had,
Really?
yeah,
How?
no,
How? Oh, that is interesting because
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I was surprised when you told that you're not testing United States and Amazon because I think maybe it's only my experience and feelings when I start thinking that I need to create some brands and etc. First market it will be United States absolutely and Amazon, and I'm surprised that you not think about it
Yeah, we,
before.
we did it in reverse. We didn't want to go to the established markets because the product that we're selling was already there. So I want to start with markets where people have no idea about us. Nobody was advertising those kind of
Mhm.
services on the Facebook and Google. So we actually, it's like niches. The riches is in the niches. So we went where people are not looking, like the Baltics. Who the hell would care about the Baltics? There's like 5-6 million in total. So, but
Yeah.
because nobody is there, we made a lot of money. The same applies for like some like in the Central Europe, countries that people did not care about. We made a lot of money. Of course, in some countries we didn't even exit, like entry. Turkey. There was like a cope there in 2015, 16. Our accountant ran away with all the stuff. It was like 10 or 20,000 investment because set up the company, and then our representative who was scared that they're gonna arrest him from because he was against the part. I mean, any kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
we had this like these are actually small mistakes that we did because we're making a lot of money. So that was not. But um, what can I tell you? The email is the biggest mistake because with email we could have cut a lot of actually. I mean, we could have get a lot of more sales without doing paid marketing. So this is a mistake that I've learned in right now. I mean, I have a newsletter with 25,000 e-commerce sellers and subscribers. We're monetizing the newsletter. We have people who pay to be featured there. I use that for my other businesses. So I usually like learn from mistake. But the other thing that I do is I always see what other people are doing, and I kind of steal the ideas. I don't copy what they do, but I actually get whatever I like, I try to implement that. I'm seeing a lot of people who copy stuff from me as well, which is good. I mean, like copying what you do is actually the biggest validation that you're doing stuff the right way. So this is actually one tip for anybody who would like to do partnerships. See what your competitors or like are doing, see what they're doing well, what they're not doing well, see who they partner up with, try to recruit their partners. It's not rocket science. Of course, it involves a lot of effort, and the best thing that it's connected with my biggest mistake: build your email list from day one, because on socials you don't own those guys;
Yeah.
they can suspend you in certain time. Build an email list. That's actually from Kevin King's newsletter, like December. I usually don't watch even my webinars or podcasts, but I hardly recommend anybody who is trying to build a brand or a service to watch the webinar, because it gives you all the important tips about how to build an audience and how to monetize that. Because like email has like the highest ROI from all like channels, and some people are not even using that. As I was not with my business. So, and that's actually advice for you, and that's why we do the podcast, so I can build their audience.
Yeah, yeah. Whoa, I think it's very useful information for people who will watch this webinar. And okay, can you tell us about your goal for 2024? Your
Going to
planning and
moving
goal.
to Portugal for business goals. I mean, yeah, I'm not joking. I went there for Christmas. I liked it so much. We surfed on
Portugal,
Christmas.
yeah.
Christmas, they were actually surfing the Atlantic Ocean. I mean,
It's
yeah,
a
we
dream.
like. Yeah, it's a dream, and it is not very hard. I mean, we just need to find like it's school is the biggest issue, but like I told you, I think schools are useless. So I think I'm always almost convince my wife that we can do homeschooling and travel the world, just like live in the country for 1 year and just move ahead. So that's my idea. I mean, Portugal would be the first step. So next, hopefully, now I mean, I'm usually actually good in when I promise something or put that as a goal. I usually do it. Regardless my business. I mean, I don't plan too much. I mean, just keep on doing what we do, just growing the companies. I might get some new idea, because last year I didn't have a newsletter. We built a newsletter in 1 year. I didn't have a SaaS solution. But of course, I'm trying to find the balance between what I do and my wife, because I only work 4 days per week. Fridays I don't do any meetings, anything. So I spend the summer on the beach. So I would like to work less and do more stuff. So probably I need to start delegating more to my team, and just
It's so important. I think you need to find this balance between work and life, and you need to like what you do. And
exactly. I
you
like what
told right, delegate for your team, because you find a team and people who work with you and can take a lot of stuff, and it will
yeah,
help you to generate new ideas in future.
exactly. And is there is a saying for that? No, don't work hard, work smart. So you need to find a
Yes,
way how to
absolutely.
actually work less
I
and do
think
more.
you have not only one, but important goal for this year is to generate the new ideas and testing.
No, honestly, I mean, I don't think I should generate more ideas, because, yeah, actually, you're right. I have a new project now. It's the expansion to EU blueprint, but actually, it's a
Yeah.
small project. Now, we're gonna help brands to expand Europe. So I have all these small projects. So, but they usually, like I told you, I mean, some people they make some big planning and they start, okay, let's see, but okay, I mean, I just get an idea, start testing right away. If it works, it can involve in a bigger idea. So making more small steps, more small tests, and based on what I get, actually we can evolve there. But I never do too much like planning. I mean, some people are gonna say, okay, that's dumb. I'm just like that. I mean, I'm more about like testing stuff than planning stuff, because some people plan and never do anything. So
Yeah, I absolutely know these feelings and I agree with you. I'm planning some stuffs, maybe some goals, what I want this year, but not like my every steps, because every day I have a call and meetings with a lot of people, and sometimes we change some energy, we change some ideas, and etc. And everything will go and change and etc. But
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, yeah. By the way, it's good that you mentioned that, because once they asked me in a webinar, what books do you read? Which books help you learn something about business now. How do you get ideas? And I told them, okay, I read books, but just for fun. I mean, I read
Yeah.
like crime books, like mountain books, all kinds of books, but no books who are gonna teach me about business or life. The only way I learn is by meeting people. The,
Yes, meeting and testing, because theoretical knowledge, it's just on the paper. You need to test
exactly,
everything.
because all that I do right now after my supplement business, it's from meeting people. I met the Hellotax guys. I started working with them. Then people, I met other guys. They told me, okay, can you do that for us? Then they gave me the idea, set up the partner agency. Then I built the partner network. Then I saw that we need to build like a newsletter. Why? Because I like it. Because I can use that as a channel. I can promote partners. I can promote myself. Then eventually, I start actually making money from that, from like
Yeah.
from Q4. Then we started building the SaaS. But all those things that we did were by meeting people, And I meet interesting people all the time. Sometimes they have like projects they're looking for partners. So this is the
Yeah.
best way. If you don't know what to do or you're not exactly sure, just start meeting people. You might get some ideas. You might meet your next partner, your next like wife or husband or partner, whatever. I'm not joking. I mean, that's how stuff is done. You need to meet
Yeah.
people. Of course, you're not gonna like everybody, but that's in life. I mean, you don't like anybody that you know, right?
I think you need to filter also. When you communicate a lot with the people, you feel you have the connection or not, and it's like a filter. And I think the best recommendation that you can tell us today, they communicate with people, inspired, learning, uh,
Exactly.
and
Regarding the
testing.
filter, no, that's why whenever I meet somebody, I send them a mini action plan. This is what we're gonna do next. I'm gonna feature in my newsletter. You're gonna be featured in front of 25,000 e-commerce stores. The only thing that you need to do is sign up for my newsletter. So if I do such a big favor for somebody and they don't bother to sign up for my newsletter, okay, what the heck. I'm gonna do some free stuff. Free, don't even bother to sign up for my newsletter. So that's actually small tests that I can actually do it for me and for the other guy. Okay, if the guy is not willing to invest like 2 minutes of his time to sign up for my newsletter, why should I bother to feature them on my newsletter?
Yeah.
If So this is like some like small tests, but that's how we can actually evaluate partnership in people, because see, people talk and promise a lot of stuff. You only measure what you do after that, not what you promise. So and
Oh, thank you, Nick, for this that you telling us your journey. It was, I think, very interesting, and thank you so much for your time. And
thanks,
I
Brenda.
hope it's not our last webinar, because it's our first webinar, my first on the Ordinary show with you. And I hope in future we will record something
Yeah,
interesting.
for sure. You should start doing the ordinary webinar series. Then you can invite like for more people and they can talk for more stuff, not
Yeah,
just one guy.
yeah, of
Okay.
course, of
So
course.
thanks for having me. Thanks for being the first guest. I've been the first guest for the third time to somebody. So let's see. You can invite me for the hundredth edition, like the Jubilee guest.
Yes, yes. When I get 100 podcasts,
Yeah, serious.
101 will be with you.
Okay, sure. Let's go.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Nick.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.